Hello and good morning. Thank you for your time today. My group and I are very excited to talk to you about the prospect that we've been researching and studying for some time now, and we're very excited to bring to you all today. The prospect or the venture is CitySocialConnect. It is a local social group for the city of Raleigh. Before I get into too much detail, though, I'd like to introduce myself and also introduce my group and really show you why we're uniquely qualified to work on this and have a great passion for what this product could provide to the city of Raleigh. My name is Chris Morse. I moved to North Carolina in 2001 for college. I graduated in 2005 and really never left the North Carolina area. I'm originally from Boston and have really made North Carolina my home. I moved to Raleigh in 2007 and have been here obviously since, so it's been about 6 years since I've lived in Raleigh. I am recently married. I've just turned 30, and I am also hopefully in the next 2 weeks a excited new homeowner in the Five Points area. Also with me in my group is Jim Wheeler. He's a North Carolina native, though he has traveled all over the world. Very much lived all over the country as well, but has also seen tremendous growth in the area in North Carolina and it's Raleigh specifically. He's also married. He has had tremendous experience with a lot of local social groups. He is one who has had great experience or very interested in the outdoors, lots of zip line tours and rafting tours as well, and also sees that there's a tremendous value or potential value for a more organized and structured program for social connection in Raleigh. Deb Barman also on the team, also married, not born in Raleigh, but a North Carolina lover just like myself. Again, married with children. He and his wife are very successful and active professionals as well. Definitely call Raleigh or the Triangle area their home, but see a lot of opportunity for things to do downtown, but not sure how to make sure that they don't miss out on the activities that are most exciting to them. All right, so the prospect or the venture that we worked on with CitySocialConnect is we really believe that the city of Raleigh is in need of a downtown social club that can connect active young professionals to live and in-person events that really help them experience all that the city of Raleigh has to offer. As a result, we propose that not only is it the right time for this type of venture, but the demographic growth of the area, the increased social need, and the local business impact would be extremely high and receptive to a project or a company like this. The answer that we feel to all of these needs and to this kind of perfect storm of influences really is CitySocialConnect. To give you kind of a high-level overview of the value proposition, CitySocialConnect is really aimed at busy and active young professionals who are seeking a way to connect all of their online social networking and basic interests to live and in-person events, so they can really experience all that the city of Raleigh has to offer, and they can achieve that through organized club programs and services. So everything from events to connecting to smaller groups with similar interests. Unlike more specialized or specific interest groups, or maybe just organized online groups, CitySocialConnect targets the socially minded young professionals who, in a more general sense, who are open to meeting different people, new people, and really want to experience a range of social activities in the city of Raleigh and really expand their network. As a result, we request about $300,000 of you for initial investment to grow membership, build a solid infrastructure for the club, and create value for members of CitySocialConnect that will pay off for many, many years to come. As a part of our research, we really looked at a number of factors. The city of Raleigh, its incredible growth, and really it being a tremendous platform for a social club like this is really where I spent a good portion of my time. Looking at the recent studies released by the city of Raleigh on data and statistics around population growth, we can see that 34% of Raleigh's total population is between 25 and 44 years old. Now, this makes us a very young city for a lot of the other larger cities in the area. The employment rate in Raleigh is more than 70%, so that means that there are about 95 to 100,000 young professionals in the city at any given time. The median age in Raleigh is also young. It's as last recorded in 2012, so last year, it was about 32, and that is on average about 6 to 7 years younger than the national average, and also 6 to 7 years younger than the average from the state of North Carolina. Also, we saw the Triangle Business Journal had a recent article that stated that the Raleigh area is seeing a tremendous spike in families relocating to the region this past summer, climbing almost to 12% more inbound moves than outbound moves. That really shows the tremendous growth of the area, not only as a large employer with a lot more companies and corporations seeking office and expansion in the city of Raleigh, but with that, a lot of families and young professionals relocating to the area to support that as well. There are also a lot of large macro level factors that are really influencing and really creating a large need for something like CitySocialConnect, a social club for young professionals. As we see here, Rebecca Adams, a sociology and gerontology professor from UNCG, a local university, really outlines and explains that there's really some crucial factors to creating close bonds. They are proximity, repeated interactions, and a setting that encourages people to let their guard down and confide in each other. But over time, since the 1950s and much longer, it's becoming increasingly difficult to fulfill these needs with the fracturing of a lot of, with increased mobility and large social networking presence online. So a lot of those basic human needs are being met or falsely perceived to being met through online networks. Another trend or another example of this was in a recent New York Times article about the difficulty of meeting friends and new people in your 30s. A gentleman by the name of Dave Servini was someone that had a very difficult time meeting people. He lived in one of the largest cities in the world, in New York City. And obviously Raleigh, as we grow, being a little bit of a microcosm of New York at a lower level, but also with potential for tremendous growth. We could learn a tremendous amount from the large challenges that a city like New York faces as well. So, all right, Dave Servini, he's living in New York City, having trouble meeting people, even though it's one of the largest cities in the world. He created what's called New York Social Network. It's an activities group for people to find friends. They can do everything from go to Yankees games or local sporting events, as you can see here, or going to wine mixers. The company or the group now has over 2,000 members since inception only a few years back. The people are mostly in their 30s, and he himself considers 200 of them to be some of his closest friends. Another testament or another kind of milestone that we see that really is contributing to this is is a testament to this fracturing of or a lack of true social connection is the dramatic increase in online dating and matchmaking services. Another reason for this is that the busy, active professionals are really looking to maximize the time that they invest. They're not looking to or willing to gamble and to go on, hundreds more dates. They'd rather be matched on some real, kind of scientific characteristics, and also minimize their risk and really speed their time to happiness in that sense. Also, as you can see here, another phenomenon that's emerging is it's called FOMO. It's an acronym that stands for fear of missing out. So this is, for anyone that's woken up in the morning and turned on their Facebook feed and saw all the great things that their friends and family did the night before, and started to feel a little bummed out that they did not also get to experience all the great things that are out there to participate in. And even a local correlation is seeing that there's a big concert at the Red Hat Amphitheater, or a big concert downtown, or a celebrity was spotted, or a new bar opened, and not knowing until it's too late. So really the fear of missing out is something that's ever pervasive with the dramatic increase in social networking in our lives. As you can see here, our business model is clear, and we think has a strong flow. We see our key partners being Club Core International, which is a large group that deals with a lot of the dues and basic kind of infrastructure and member support for some of the larger social clubs in the world. Two local examples of their facilities are Capital City Club and the Cardinal Club. Also key partners being local event, entertainment, and hospitality businesses in the city of Raleigh. Key activities, as I mentioned, for members would be annual and quarterly events for members, activities for our subgroups for people to participate in based on interests, and also discounts with partnering companies and vendors. The two key resources that are available to our members are the facility at the Capital City Club, and then an online portal that can really serve as a concierge service for the busy professional to see what's going on in the city of Raleigh at any given time. Our value proposition I've outlined already, but we really can see how that value proposition clearly ties into some of our customer relationships and channels. Our customer relationships really manifest through our monthly socials, our regular large-scale events, our subgroup activities, and also the promise to our customers of predictable monthly fees that Jim will go into a little bit later. Also our channels, we really see potential for the CitySocialConnect to be a feeder group for traditional social clubs in the area. Example being country clubs, golf clubs, organizations like that that traditionally focus on a more mature, older audience, so we could really be a feeder to those groups. We really see we have three customer segments distinctly: a single young professional, a married young professional, and a relocated young professional. These customer segments would not be divided or in any way within the group. Simply, they will be used as kind of directional for our programming and for how we reach out to potential new members and how we make sure that we are providing value to those three segments within the organization. Our cost structure, again, will be outlined a little more clearly by Jem, but we've really divided into the basic and premium memberships. Basic really being associated with the online portal exclusively, and the premium memberships being associated with the in-person, the large-scale events, and the subgroup participation and activities and things of that nature. We also see that there's really two possible potential revenue streams, one coming directly through member dues for those participating in the organization, and also on the back end through commission from vendor fees and vendor associations with our club. Deb and Jem will speak to those a little more in depth in the coming slides, but like any true organization worth their salt, we did analyze our strategic fit through a SWOT analysis here. Obviously, we think it's important to identify our strengths that I've already outlined. Some of our weaknesses that are really unique to our offering is that our customer need is unarticulated. Our product is actually, to some extent, difficult and to nail down and somewhat intangible. And also the value of our service will be realized over time and not necessarily immediately upon inclusion in the group. We see a number of opportunities that I've already outlined in kind of the previous slides and data points, but also I want to just talk briefly about our threats. Some threats that we see are perceptions of social clubs really being for older audiences or being elitist or not as inclusive. That's obviously not the case. We're very much the opposite in that sense. So we see that really as a threat that we could very easily turn into an opportunity. Another threat to really mention is that with any service that's first to market or product that's first to market, there is also associated with that a large amount of market building activity. So really selling the idea of a social club in addition to selling CitySocialConnect directly. Again, we also see that as a huge opportunity, though, to be a first to market and the original or the most trusted in that space. And as I mentioned, there could be potential for some competition for more specialized clubs, like the newer CrossFit gyms that are very community or group based. Junior League being a more traditional and long range organization, and different kind of loosely organized running clubs, church groups, things like that. Really, those being things that we think we could partner with in truth, but really could be seen as competition at the outset. Here you can see the value chain. It was an extra Porter's value chain was something that was an exercise that we completed to really get to the meat of our strategic fit. A lot of this is broken out into Jem and Deb's further data points as well in subsequent comments, but really here you can see kind of a top level view of the full value chain and the considerations that we've made for CitySocialConnect. as a product or a service really that is an inarticulated need or an unrealized need, we thought it was extremely important to have a voice of the customer exercise. So we focused on our three primary customer segments: the single young professional, the married young professional, and the relocated young professional. Single young professional, one example or one illustration of this is, this person might have a core group of friends in the area, but it's difficult to know what's going on because of their very demanding job and a lot going on with them at work. And they'd also be very interested in meeting new people and expanding their social network beyond their kind of smaller core group of friends. The married young professional, an example of that would be, a young couple with children and a new home, and they really like to go downtown and meet with friends when they can. And even to meet other young families as well, but really they don't have the time to research what's going on in Raleigh and really feel as though they end up missing out on fun stuff that's downtown just because they're not as dialed into that social scene. The relocated young professional is really one that has a twofold challenge ahead of them. They do not have a strong social network in the area, and they also do not have a strong knowledge of the offering and the services and the activities that are available in the area to really enjoy their new home. So really we see that as the biggest value potential for us as relocated young professionals there. This time I'll hand it over to Jem to really talk about the talent requirements and some of the financials. Thanks for your time, and Jem, if you want to take it away.